Welcome to a journey through Ramadan, a significant time of the year for Muslims worldwide. This sacred month, the ninth in the Islamic lunar calendar, holds a cherished place in the hearts of Muslims as it represents a period of fasting, prayer, reflection, and community. Ramadan is not just about abstaining from food and drink from dawn till dusk. It's far more profound. It's about spiritual purification, self-discipline, and a heightened sense of empathy. This month-long observance commemorates a pivotal moment in Islamic history: the revelation of the Quran, the holy book of Islam, to the Prophet Muhammad. It's a time when Muslims across the globe unite in a shared spiritual journey, strengthening their bond with their faith and their community. As we delve deeper, we'll discover the rich history and practices that make Ramadan a unique spiritual experience. The roots of Ramadan date back to the time of the Prophet Muhammad. It was during the ninth month of the Islamic lunar calendar, known as Ramadan, that the Prophet Muhammad received the initial revelations of the Quran, the holy book of Islam. This significant event marked the beginning of Ramadan as a time of fasting, prayer, and reflection for Muslims worldwide. The observance of Ramadan is one of the 5 pillars of Islam, the core beliefs and practices that shape a Muslim's faith and actions. These pillars include the declaration of faith, prayer, almsgiving, fasting during Ramadan, and pilgrimage to Mecca. The significance of Ramadan extends beyond fasting, serving as a time for spiritual growth, self-discipline, and a rekindling of one's relationship with God. Thus, Ramadan forms an integral part of a Muslim's faith and actions. Ramadan is more than a period of fasting. It's a time of spiritual purification and introspection. The act of fasting, or abstaining from food, drink, smoking, and marital relations from dawn until sunset, is not merely a physical discipline. It's a spiritual practice that cultivates self-discipline, empathy for those less fortunate, and gratitude for one's blessings. Imagine, for a moment, being without the most basic necessities. This exercise in empathy helps to foster a deeper understanding and compassion for those less fortunate. It's a humbling experience that reminds us to appreciate the abundance in our lives and to share our blessings with others. Fasting is also a form of self-discipline, teaching patience, humility, and control over desires and impulses. By abstaining from worldly pleasures, Muslims aim to deepen their spiritual connection. It's a time of introspection, reflection, and spiritual growth, where the focus shifts from the physical to the spiritual, from the self to the divine. The observance of Ramadan involves unique practices that enhance the spiritual experience. It begins with suhoor, the pre-dawn meal. Muslims wake up before the sun rises to partake in this meal, which provides them with the necessary energy to sustain the day's fast. Then, from dawn until sunset, Muslims abstain from eating, drinking, smoking, and marital relations. This period of fasting is not just a physical discipline, but also a time for spiritual growth and self-reflection. It's a time to foster self-discipline and to cultivate empathy for those who are less fortunate. As the sun sets, the fast is broken with iftar, the evening meal. This is often a communal event shared with family and friends. It's a time of joy and gratitude, a moment to appreciate the blessings of the day and the strength to have observed the fast. But the spiritual practices of Ramadan don't end with the setting sun. Muslims engage in increased prayer and devotion, reciting the Quran and performing additional prayers. One of these is the Taraweeh, special nightly prayers held in mosques during Ramadan. Over the course of the month, the entire Quran is recited during these prayers, an experience that deepens the connection of Muslims with their faith and their community. These practices collectively enhance a Muslim's faith and connection with the divine. Ramadan is a time of introspection and spiritual renewal for Muslims. This sacred month encourages individuals to delve deep into their inner selves, reflecting on their faith, actions, and the essence of life itself. It's a time to seek forgiveness for past mistakes, making amends, and setting fresh intentions. Ramadan is about more than just the physical act of fasting. It's about purifying the soul, revitalizing the spirit, and nurturing a profound sense of humility and gratitude. A significant aspect of this spiritual journey is empathy. The shared experience of fasting fosters a deep understanding of hunger and need, sparking a renewed sense of compassion for the less fortunate. It encourages acts of charity and kindness, promoting a culture of giving that extends beyond this holy month. Through this spiritual journey, Muslims strive to become better versions of themselves, carrying the lessons of Ramadan into their lives long after the month has ended. The conclusion of Ramadan is marked with joy and gratitude in the form of Eid al-Fitr. Known as the festival of breaking the fast, Eid al-Fitr is a jubilant celebration that signifies the end of the fasting period. It's a day of thankfulness, a time to express gratitude for having the strength and will to complete the spiritual journey of Ramadan. Eid al-Fitr is not just a day, but a season of happiness that lasts for 3 days. It's a time for special prayers, feasting, and social gatherings. It's a time when Muslims dress in their best clothes, give gifts, and share meals with family and friends. It's also a time for charity, with Muslims encouraged to give generously to those in need. Eid al-Fitr is more than just a celebration. It's a symbol of unity, a time for community, and a season for sharing. Eid al-Fitr, thus, marks the successful completion of a spiritual journey and brings Muslims together in a grand celebration. To sum up, Ramadan is a sacred, spiritual journey for Muslims worldwide. This holy month, marked by fasting, prayer, and reflection, is a time of immense spiritual growth and self-discipline. Ramadan also fosters a heightened sense of empathy and compassion, encouraging acts of charity and kindness. Finally, the celebration of Eid al-Fitr brings Ramadan to a close, an occasion filled with joy, gratitude, and communal solidarity. Through fasting, prayer, reflection, and community, Ramadan fosters a sense of spiritual renewal and unity among Muslims worldwide.